Hey everybody, it's a beautiful day outside. The birds are chirping and the breeze is blowing and I feel like cooking something, so let's do this. Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm going to make some salsa. Okay, now what you need is some very nice ripe tomatoes. These are beefsteaks. I get them from a little produce stand by my house. These guys are the best. I mean, every single thing they sell is perfectly ripe and sweet and perfect. I mean, these guys are the best. They really are. I don't know if you remember when I told you I bought, they had tangerines 7 for $1. And I bought like 350 of them. And I put them in, I have a chest freezer, and I threw them all in there. And then every day I would take out 6 or 7 and juice them. Oh, man. I mean, that was the best ever. I'm waiting for them to come up with 7 for $1 again. I hope they will. All right, anyway. I need 6 cups of chopped tomatoes. 6 cups. I'm making quite a bit here. All right, so that's what you do. You chop them up. Make them kind of small, you know. Don't go crazy and make them great big chunks. That's not, you know, that's not good. Chop them kind of small. Get them all in there. 6 cups. All right. Okay, then we're going to need 2 cups of chopped onion. They had, what are they called? Vidalia onions. They're onions from Georgia, and man, they are so good. My aunt used to eat Vidalia onions like an apple, believe it or not. You know, nobody got too close to her for a while, but, you know, I mean, Vidalias are really good. They're really good onions. So anyway, that's the onions I got from them guys over there. And that's the onions I'm going to use. I need 2 cups of them. And again, chop them small. You know, don't leave any big chunks. That's not good for salsa. You know, you want everything about the same size, nice and small. All right, so there we go. Choppy, choppy. Woo, woo. Okay. Man, this is a perfect thing for summer. You know, this is very close to gazpacho soup. I don't know if you ever had gazpacho, but it's a cold tomato soup. And this is very close to it. It's also close to... wait a minute. What is the name of that stuff? Hold on. No, not vichyssoise. That's potato soup. Ceviche. Ceviche is where you chop onions and tomatoes like this, and garlic, and, you know, chop parsley, and you put, you know, quite a bit of lemon juice and lime juice in it, and then you add in raw, you can add raw bay scallops and raw little popcorn shrimp, and let it sit for, I don't know, 6 or 8 hours, and the lemon and lime will actually cook the shrimp and the scallops. It's called an astringent. When the lemon and lime juice have a quality of, they call it an astringent, which means it doesn't actually cook it, but it kind of does cook it. You know, it's hard to explain. You know, you're marinating the stuff in lemon and lime juice, and it I don't know how to explain this, but it works, and it's very good. It's called ceviche. You can put in little chunks of raw fish. You know, you can do a lot of things with it. Okay, so that was 6 cups of tomatoes, 1 cup of green pepper, 2 cups of onion, and now here we go with a 1/2 cup of cilantro, chopped, you know, small. You don't want any big leaves floating around in there. All right, then we're going to do 4 tablespoons of lime juice. Now look, this is an item where you can add extra cilantro. You could take out the cilantro. You could add extra lime juice, you know, leave out some lime juice. You know what I mean? It's one of them recipes where you make it the way you like it. So I'm just giving you a basic recipe here. This is going to be 4 tablespoons of lime juice. Now look, a little trick on the limes. If you put them into the microwave for about 20 seconds and then you roll them on the cutting board and then cut them and then juice them, you'll get a lot more juice out of it. The microwave really gives you some more juice out of the limes. All right, there goes, what is that? That's 1 tablespoon of jalapenos. If you want it hotter, you put in more tablespoons of jalapenos. You know, use the seeds and all, everything. Okay. All right, now we have come in here 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now, like I said, if you want it saltier, you put in more salt. We also have 2 cloves of garlic, 2 little cloves of garlic that I put in. And at the end, I'm going to add 1 can of tomato sauce, like you would get in the Italian food aisle, you know, with the tomatoes, you know, where they have the chopped tomatoes and all that. Just grab 1 can of tomato sauce. It's about 15 or 16 ounce can. I'm not sure. I didn't have my glasses on and I couldn't see it. All right, there went 1 teaspoon of cilantro. No, I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin. There went 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now look, I add an extra half a teaspoon of salt because of the can of tomatoes. Don't worry, I'll give you the whole list again in a second before I shut the video down. But that's it. Now we're just going to stir it up. Oh, man. You know, if you want to make your own chips, what you do is get some corn tortillas, cut them up into small triangle shapes, and drop them into the fryer. But make sure that if you drop them into the fryer, make sure that they're all separated. Because if you put too many in and they stick together, forget it. You're not going to be happy. They won't get crisp, you know. You know, you could also do the chips in the oven. You could do corn chips or regular tortillas. What you do is cut them into triangles or squares, whatever you want. Spray them with a little bit of the Pam, you know, the garlic spray or butter spray, and put them on cookie sheets in the oven. Just make sure that they're separated. Don't pile them up because you're never going to get the crisp in the middle. You know, forget it. It's just not going to work. Okay, so let me see. There, I tasted it, and I'm going to add in 1 can of tomato sauce. There we go. That's really not enough. I'm going to add in more here in a second. I'm going to add the whole can to it. And another half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so here's what we have. Get a pencil, write this down. You've got 6 cups of chopped tomatoes, fresh, ripe tomatoes. Then you have 1 cup of green pepper chopped. Then you have 2 cups of onions chopped. You have a ½ cup of cilantro. You got 4 teaspoons of lime juice. No, I'm sorry, 4 tablespoons of lime juice. You have 1 tablespoon of jalapenos. You have 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. You have 2 little cloves of garlic. You have 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'll tell you what, you mix all that together, chop them up real small, mix it all together, and I guarantee you, man, the Mexicans will be jumping up and down. They'll be screaming at you. Woo, hoo, hoo. Hey. No, seriously, it's very good stuff. I love it. If you want it hotter, you add more jalapenos. You know, if you like more cilantro, just add more cilantro. Like I said, this is one of the items that you can play around with. You can make it any way you want it, you know. Anything you want. That's what you're going to get. All right, so I have to go deliver these two. They didn't want it real hot, so I didn't make this. I only used 1 tablespoon of jalapenos. You know, my taste would have been 2 tablespoons. But that's not what they wanted. All right, listen, you guys. You might be able to find this someplace else around town, but you ain't going to find it any better than this. I got to go. I got to eat. See ya.